我需要你是 focus 在我脸上面。对，就是这个样子。So I want to come here and talk about what I feel. I just turned 25 like a month ago. I can't believe it passed so fast. I just want to come here and talk about because I think I actually create this YouTube channel like 2 years ago. Yeah, roughly around 2 years ago in 2018. I was so excited about it, and I have so many thoughts and so many ideas about it, and I would love to explore a lot of that. But I think for the past 2 years I've been lost a little bit, and also very occupied by my degree. I just finished a master degree at Parsons School of Design during pandemic. Can you believe it? I mean, if you can graduate as class 2020, I believe you can do literally like anything in your life. So it's kind of like a magical moment when you turn 25. I finished my Master of Science degree at the age of 24 because it was in May. So I turned 25 this year in September. So I was actually very, very proud of myself that it was such a big accomplishment. I don't know how other people think about master degree, but I'm just so proud of myself, and I think I worked really hard to get this degree, and of course to come to New York as well. But it's interesting to look back and think how when I was 24, like last year, I was having such huge like depression and anxiety because, you know, so I started a business when I was 21 years old, and at that time I was also very proud of myself because I started a business when I was in my 3rd year of undergrad, and for the first 2 years the business was doing super well, and I was so surprised by it. I didn't anticipate that my first business was going to be so successful. So we gained our initial investment back within like I think 6 months. So yeah, it was a business back in my hometown, and I was able to sustain myself, my life in Shanghai. You know, before moving to New York City, I was living in Shanghai for like 6 months, and I was able to sustain myself, and I was also be able to sustain myself a part of my life expenses when I moved to New York, because I mean, New York is such an expensive city, right? I think as we're entering the 3rd year, the business was not doing so well because I think the market is a little bit saturated. So that's when me and my business partner would decide to sell the business. So that was in last year in October. As you can probably imagine that feeling, you're like, okay, so I started this when I was 21, and after 2 years, it was doing good, but like after 2 years, I kind of have to sell it, and I will be losing a part of income that I was able to sustain part of my life expenses. But right now, it's all gone. You know, it's like you're getting beaten up to the ground zero, and you are living in New York. You know, like I mean, for anyone who have lived in New York, you know that it's not an easy lifestyle that you can cope with. I mean, it's exciting. It's a very, very attractive, and it's exciting, but it's not a very easy style, like easy lifestyle you can cope with. So I was like, okay. And that time I was working on campus, and also I moved to a super small apartment in Chinatown that I have to share with 3 other people in one single room. I'm talking about one single room. It's not like an apartment. We divide into separate. I share a room with 3 other people. So it's, you know, it's like when you go to like hostel, it's that kind of like a bundle bed. Yeah, that's how I was able to save up like a lot of money, because at that time my rent is crazy cheap. It's just $280. Can you believe that? $280. It's in a very good location in Manhattan. It's very close to everywhere. I used to live in like around 900, 1,000. But I was also sharing, because you were living in Manhattan, I was sharing a living room with one person, but I was still paying 1,000. So I have no other choice but to move to a super cheap and into apartment in a very bad condition. So at that time I was in a big like depression and having so many anxiety because I sold my business and my master degree. I was struggling with my master degree as well because we have so many work to do for a capstone project, and I don't know, I just seem to barely make it through, and also have to deal with this anxiety that you live in New York City. Especially I think when you're living in Manhattan, you can feel this like constant anxiety because like the world around you is moving so fast, that sometimes you feel like it's hard for you to breathe, it's hard for you to cope with that kind of pace. I remember in Parsons, we always have this like prayers room. Like prayers room is just like in the underground, and people barely went there. It's just for those people who are super religious, for the people to pray and to do meditation. But I went there. I would just like stay in this like tiny little corner and just want to block out all those words outside of me. I was like, what should I do with my capstone project? How can I complete my master's degree? I couldn't just cope with the pace. But I'm so glad me and my partner, we made that decision to sell the business, because little did we know that in December 2019, the COVID would happen. Like nobody was anticipating that. My city is Chongqing. If we weren't shutting down our business at that time, I think it would be hit harder by COVID-19. It's funny to look back that a year ago you were in such great depression and having so many anxiety, but right now, I don't know, I just feel so liberating and free. I'm 25 years old. I think the 25 is such a good year to start to do everything you want. So 2 years ago, I went to move to New York City. I was like, okay, so what can make me to move to New York? I guess the best way is actually to, find a school that I can attend, and so I will be able to come to New York City and just leave. I don't know, just even for the 2 years of my master would be great. So that's what I was thinking. But the only school I applied to is Parsons. I mean, if you don't know, actually Parsons is the most prestige design school in the world. I would say it's like either #1 or #2 in this world. So at the time I was just like, okay, let's just try Parsons. If I can get in, I will come to New York City. If I can, I will be able to find another way to come to New York City. Hello, helicopter. Okay, it's going away. I was just thinking, yeah, let's just try Parsons. If I can get in, I would be able to come to New York City. If I can, I will always figure out another way to come to New York City, because my desire of coming to New York City is so huge that my only way to let my desire go is actually to fulfill my desire, to actually make it happen. So I knew that even if I couldn't get into Parsons, I would find another way to come to New York City. On 2018, the 15th of March, I got the acceptance letter. I was so happy. I got the acceptance letter. I was like screaming in my room in Shanghai. And then I was playing this music, by Taylor Swift, Welcome to New York. I was like, welcome to New York. I mean, if I have that clip, I'll show you guys.
No, welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York.
So I was just like so happy, and then I come to New York City. In the first year I was doing okay, because I was like fulfilled with all the excitement of living in New York City. I'm living in such a dream, right? And then it was like, okay, now I have to experience what is it like to live in New York City. Well, I sold my business and I'm struggling with my master's degree. So I was having such a depression and anxiety, but I love Parsons. It's probably one of the best education I have ever received, and I love every second of it. Even if I was struggling with it, it was difficult, and I have to, really trying really hard to get it through. But I still love my education, love my degree, love my time in Parsons. But at this year in May, after I finished my degree, I just felt so liberating. It's like maybe a master's degree is probably one last label that I have to fulfill. But this label was created by the people around me, was created by the society, was created by other people's expectation. That's probably the last label I have to fulfill. And I was not even 25 yet, I was just 24. And at that time I feel like I really can do anything. And plus, I'm living in a greater city. So this is something I should definitely be grateful for. So for the past 2 years, I've been pulling this channel a little bit off, but officially I'm back Tweety is back. There's gonna be so many exciting things happen on this channel. It's about me just living my life and just follow what I want. Yeah, I just feel so liberating. I just want you guys to know that there's gonna be so much more to come on this channel. I just feel like my life is limitless now right now. I have like endless possibility, because you know what they say, all your cages are mental. If you get trapped by your mental cage, you will waste your limitless potential, right? At this time, I just want to follow my heart and do whatever I want to do, no matter it's trying to do really the things that I really like, makeup, photography, even to try those things that I think I am bad. For example, like dancing, I cannot dance. And just to try the things that I genuinely find love, that I genuinely feel that I'm happy and passionate about. So yeah, I don't know why do I have to come here to make this video. But I just felt this way. So stay tuned for a lot of exciting content coming up, but also it's definitely a way for me to document my journey from now on. I am 25 years young. I'm a quarter century young. And for the past 25 years, I used to think that I was such a underdog. People just don't think I can do it. So when I get accepted by Parsons, a lot of people, even my parents, were like shocked. It was like, oh, you got accepted by Parsons. I was such an underdog before. But right now, I feel like from now on, it's that sound, you know? I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Yeah, I just want to come on here on my rooftop, enjoy the last summer breaks. I'm just excited for the journey from now on. I just can't imagine myself to grow in so many different areas. All the things I love to do, all the things I will be enjoying doing in the future, all the things I think I might be bad at, but maybe after practice I'll be good at, so I can imagine myself to grow in so many different areas. I'm so excited for that journey. Right now Manhattan is in the perfect golden sunset hour. I wish you could see it. Yeah, I mean, I want to show you guys. So yeah, this is Manhattan in golden hour. Look how beautiful it is. That's the Empire State Building. And I want to come on this journey with me. So stay tuned, babies, and I love you.